There's a separate chat for you, buddy. Can you find the chat bubble?
Chat?
Yeah, there's a chat bubble.
Where? Ah, yeah, I found it. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Go ahead and turn it on, and let's see if we can.
Guest chat. You're talking about the guest chat, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I can see it. I just sent hey. Can you see it?
Yes. Finally, I've been wanting one of these.
Nice. Looks good.
Okay.
How would you feel when you needed someone to hold on to? They turn their back, ain't no turning back. I suppose you couldn't care anymore. I wasn't really there anymore. Laid out with that nice shit, had to jump up in it. Pushed you to the side, thought I'd only take a minute. Could never be a psychic like Cleo.
There's a separate chat for you, buddy. Can you find the chat bubble? Yeah, there's a chat bubble.
Couldn't come alive though I wanted to. Now isn't that a crime? I was all alone, waging battles in my mind. Thought you would be there if I made it back in time. But time just took forever and I couldn't see the signs. And now I'm stuck here in the living room. The music plays but I can't feel the groove. Yeah, I'm just here, you know I wanna find a perfect song.
All right. I'm stuck here in the living room. The music plays, but I can't feel the groove. Yeah, I'm just here, you know I wanna find a perfect song. I'm just here, you know I'm trying to find a perfect song. I'm just here, you know I wanna find a perfect song. All right. You ready?
Yeah, always.
Cool, brother. Pedro, what's happening?
What's up, Saint? How are you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I feel blessed. Thank you. Because you're a saint, right? Sorry, man.
Right on, man. Feel it, bro.
Yeah.
Feel it. Feel the blessings,
Good,
man.
good.
Life is good. Life is good, man. Look at us.
Life is fucking amazing, bro. Let me get
we're talking
hydrated.
about crypto.
Yeah. Ivan drinks from a big jug. I drink from the fucking, gallon, whatever. Boom. Super hydrated now.
Right on.
Ready
right
to
on.
roll.
Good, man. How's the chat? How you guys doing out there?
Yeah. How's everybody doing? Tam, how are you doing?
Tam Tam's doing good.
Good.
DJ Bomber is fire today. Hope it's warm where you guys are. Let's see. Where are we? Let's make sure. All right.
Weird. I don't see all of the comments. That's interesting.
Wait, you don't see them?
I mean, not on the here on the call, right? Maybe on YouTube. Let me see.
No, you can't see them there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Makes sense. Boom.
All right. Now, everyone's coming up. Everyone's showed up. Yeah. Listen, today is really interesting because we did a stream last week about pDAI, and people really learned a lot, and they had even more questions. But then we had a lot of requests for pDAI or for pHEX and eHEX. And Pedro knows a lot about Hex. He has a
I think I do,
stablecoin.
but it is what it is.
Well, he thinks he does. He thinks he does. We're gonna find. We're that actually is true. He thinks he does, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna find out in this
Sure.
conversation on chain whether he does or not. But
Sure.
we're hoping he does because he has a stablecoin based on Hex T-shares. That's really cool. So we're hoping that he does know what he's talking about when it comes to Hex. We're gonna find out. And chat, we hope you guys, we're going to start covering some really interesting points, and then I hope you guys have questions or things that you've probably wondered about Hex versus pHEX. Now we're talking parity, we're talking value, we're talking staking potential for the future, why, even just why to hexes. Any of these questions are all great questions. And that I'm sure you guys have other ones too, even price targets, things like that. I think anything is fair game. Because you can pretty much throw anything you want at Pedro, all right? And I welcome you too. And I think he's ready for the challenge. He looks hydrated.
I am.
He looks energized. He looks cozy. So
Yes.
it's
always,
time to
always cozy, bro.
Chat. I'm counting on you to disrupt his peace. All right.
Yes, please do, man. Please do. Please make me unease, make me uncomfortable. I like that too. Yeah.
All right. While everybody's showing up and getting warmed up, you can tell us real quick as a segue into this, because it makes sense. Why did you choose to base a stablecoin on Hex T-shares? We'll start with T-shares right there.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
I think, I think it was because of the yield mechanics, right? We picked T-shares because T-shares are there are others that now work similarly to T-shares, but they are the original and they are the only immutable and self-sovereign, let's say, staking mechanism that exists, right? So
Right.
you mint your own rewards, basically. That's what I mean. So we picked the T-shares first because of the yield, right? And second because of the security that the T-shares represent. And for a stablecoin, that does, I think, make sense, right?
Okay.
So
really quick.
that-
That you said the security. Why security? Why are T-shares so secure?
Well, because they cannot be hacked, right? That's the point. That's the whole point. There are no admin keys in the Hex contract. You can check themselves. Only owner function does not exist.
Okay.
So nobody has privileges, right?
Okay.
That's high level security, at least to me, right? In my understanding. Yeah.
Just simply
So-
that nobody can access a contract.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. It's immutable. Nobody has privileges, right?
Okay.
Special
Okay.
privileges. Yeah.
Right.
Like for example, XUSD. I think. It's like some symbol code that now popped up, and some people were talking about it. And I went to the contract, checked only owner, and there were a bunch of only owner functions, right? So it's a big no-no, right? In my
Which
understanding.
one is it? Which
right?
one is that? Sorry.
XUSD or something. I think it's
XUSD.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. But yeah, I'm not saying that because there are only owner functions, the contract is bad. But I'm saying that if there are, pay please close attention, I guess. Um, so yeah, I think but the main reason, so technically it was security, but in terms of business logic is because the t-shirts have yield, right? So it's another layer of incentive for example, liquidations. And that was the main reason, right? Because
Yeah.
if we like the first version with X1, we did the long form staking, and we expected that, especially during, like, the beginning, there was going to be a gap, right? I expected like up to 50%. It's 25%. It's around, it's close to 0.8, I think, the ratio right now of Hex1 and I. So it was a 20% discount, a bit less
All
than I
right.
expected, which is good.
Okay.
But because the liquidations happen, but only if the price drops over 50%, more or less, from your initial starting point, right? So of course, during the bull market, we expect, there's more people trying to, there won't be that many liquidations. That's what I'm saying. So that's also why we're building the second version of X1 called pDAI stablecoin, because we wanted to make a short-term version of a stablecoin. A stablecoin for short-term hex stakes. That's what I mean.
All right.
And that's what we'll be focusing on, basically.
Now, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if the T shares are on eHEX or pHEX. Is there a difference between?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not. Right now, like, the protocol is only built on Pulse chain, only because the fees are cheaper. And the first version was more or less like an MVP, right? We
Okay.
audited 3 times, etc. But like in terms of functionality, it was very limited, right?
All right.
And that
Now,
was done on purpose. Yeah.
what do you think is so special about Hex? Well, why do you think
That's
there's so many people
okay.
interested in it? The price chart has been absolutely destroyed. I mean, I think FTX, Luna have outperformed it. Like, why are people still interested in Hex? Is it just because people are just like holding onto their bags emotionally, or what do you think the thing is about Hex? What is it about it?
That's a very good question. I
Let's
don't
start
think
there.
it's because of I don't think it's because of the Hex technical features, right? Because nobody really cares. Like, it's a very small percentage of
I agree.
people
I
who own
agree.
Hex. Yeah,
It's only a small percent care. Yeah, yeah. Or
exactly.
know or
Uh,
understand.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna discount them entirely. Like, in terms of, if the technical features are like the main purpose why people hold them, I can tell you that I don't think that they are. We can see that, like, but even though I'm saying this, like, there is a lot of, people staking Hex, right? The number of stakers dropped, but I think it already increased, right? So I mean, people are interested, right? That's 100%. It's on chain, right? We can verify that information. People are staking, so it's working as intended, right? Even though the price dropped 99%, doesn't matter, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Only in terms of functionality, right? So we know that the people are holding and the people are staking, especially in Pulse chain, right? Even in Ethereum, they are, but like more so in Pulse chain, right? Because of the cheap fees. So we know that utility has something to do with it, right? Like, in the case of Hex specifically, because people are staking, right? If they weren't
Right.
staking at
Right.
all, they were just holding, like, liquid Hex, then I would probably, have a different opinion. But another layer of incentive that I think it's helping, I don't think it's helping massively yet, but it's helping. It's stuff like Com, for example, Liquid Hex, Hedron, X1, even Maxi, all the products that are built around Hex and give flexibility to Hex, that will help. Right now, it doesn't matter because price dropped 99.9%, so nobody gives a shit. But once price picks up, once Hex is above all-time highs, I'm sure that people will start to look at other, like, other sources of, arbitrage, let's say. And
Right.
these, products that exist around Hex, they are a sort of, they are leverage or arbitrage around Hex, right?
Right. Right.
So I think they will grow a lot. But yeah, but like, the main reason, I don't know, man. I think it's because it's more or less a cult, right? It's like people the people that are still here, like, whether they admit it or not, they must like Richard, right? They must believe in Richard, right?
I
Even
think
if
that's
they
a lot of
publicly
it.
say,
Yeah.
yeah, even if they
I
publicly,
think it's a
like,
lot of it.
criticize Richard, that's fine. But they believe in Richard because they are here after, like, Paul Shade didn't pump that much yet, right?
Right.
Oh,
Right.
look, and I was mentioning Ivan earlier, right? And I know that he just did a video, like, Somi posted that he sold, right? He switched to Solana, like, he said,
Ivan
like, a
Tech
couple
just
of
did.
months back. Yeah, he said, like, a couple of months back, I actually sold my, or switched my Pulse chain sacrifice for Solana. So, he literally sold at the bottom or close to the bottom, right? It's amazing, right? It's one of those things, like, even the people who are here, like, for like 10 years. Yeah, it's fine. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm super I'm happy. I hope he makes like shitload of gains, but I'm sure that he would make more if he just stayed here, right? Or if he added to his pulse chain bags, because like Solana already pumped, right? You missed the boat, bro. It is what it is. I wish I didn't miss the boat as well, right? But I admit I missed the boat, so yeah. It is
Ivan
what it is.
either is not a great trader, which I remember from watching some of his charts
Yeah,
in the last bull run, or
sure.
B, he
He
has
doesn't need to be,
invested
right? He has
interest.
income, right? He makes income. But
Yeah,
but
I
I
mean,
agree with you. He's
maybe
not a great
Solana
trader.
Foundation offered him money to say that, or to promote it in
Maybe.
that way. You never know,
Yeah,
right?
maybe. Yeah, sure.
But
100%.
I also think, I know this is a very, there's probably going to be a lot of pushback on this point, but a lot of people think that the Heartman accidentally like made a bad trade and bought ETH at the top, and I just don't think it's possible, because even as a guy who's not even that many years in trading, I could see that was the top of the ETH trade. I think everyone knew it was the top of the ETH trade. So why would he have done that? Part of me thinks, because it wasn't his whole bag, part of me thinks maybe he made a mistake and he did genuinely think it was a breakout, but I just don't think
Sure.
so. I genuinely think he wanted to shake out the last people, and he wanted
Right.
to make it look like it was falling apart, because we're already at the bottom, so our downside's limited anyway. His downside, he probably calculated what his downside of ETH might be, and he went, okay,
Sure.
this is going to scare the rest of the little people out and get rid of the cheaters.
Sure.
And that's my thinking, and I know that's going to be a very controversial idea. You know what I mean?
But I like what you're saying. It's like, let's make people think that I'm retarded. That let's
Yes.
let's
You
make people
have
think
to.
that I'm
How are you
stupid.
going to get people
Yeah,
out?
I
How are you
like
going to
that.
shake the tree, man? And I
Sure,
can say
sure.
that on my stream, because I don't, we have a smaller community here, and I think a lot of the people who join these streams are pretty diehard people. So I just think he's very intelligent. So now everyone makes a mistake. It's possible he could have made a mistake, but at that size of a position, I doubt it. I really think it was structural, and it was done as a offensive move to shake the tree really hard, and to make people think that,
Yeah.
hey, this guy's out of touch. He's losing his touch. This chain is going down hard. There's just no way you couldn't see that as being a top. Even the breakout was an obvious fake. I mean, I thought so. I didn't go in for that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And
Sure.
that's my thought. That's my thought on it. Though at the same time, I
No,
leave
but
room
it's-
to be
it's
like,
good.
he's human. An error could have happened.
Yeah,
but I just don't think
you
so.
could have made a mistake.
It was,
Sure,
it was timed
100%.
too perfectly, and you needed to shake this tree harder. It was too heavy. It's too heavy. So Ivan on text, leaving all these cats. It's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's good, because they'll like, if Ivan even said like, I will buy later if it pumps, right? So like, that's what people no, that's what people like. I don't understand this mindset, honestly, man.
Yeah.
It freaks me out. But I mean, I understand
And,
this mindset, which is, I don't want to risk it. Like, I don't want to risk too much. I'm just gonna buy a little bit higher, because I have the confirmation, right? I have the confirmation bias that it's not gonna drop, like it's pumping, right? But,
Right.
man, you're gonna miss so much of the pump, right? You're gonna miss so much of the pump. Why, bro? I don't get it. But it's fine. It's fine. To each its
Yeah.
own decision, and I respect it. I respect the pump. That's for sure. But
We got a lot of
but the point
perspective.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. A lot of people were chiming in on it, so I was getting the
Yeah,
thing. But
yeah,
please
yeah.
finish
I
what you were
was
saying.
reading the comments. Yeah, I was reading
Okay,
the comments.
okay.
I think that somebody said that, like, he could have that he bought Ether and then he minted DAI. I'm not sure if he minted DAI with the Ether that he bought. Honestly, I don't know. I did not check that, but he could
Right.
have,
Yeah,
for sure.
back here,
100%.
DJ Bomber, who said something. I know there was something about the minting going on with the SDAI, and to be honest, I just didn't understand what the game was. The move was.
Yeah,
about,
like, imagine
though.
if he has Ether, he can just use it as collateral and mint, like, DAI.
Yes.
Basically. That's
So what was the SDAI? Like, I don't know what the move was about. Maybe you can explain it further. Maybe I missed something there. And then
I don't know. I don't know if he did that or not. That's my point. I didn't. I don't remember that. I could have
remember
missed
something.
that for entirely.
And Seven, for his last cycle, he could do it again. Yes, people think did what? Like he caught the ETH breakout. I'm not following you on that, because I actually
Yeah,
came
me neither.
to Richard kind of a little bit later.
Okay.
So I don't know what he was doing early in that last cycle, et cetera. So if you could fill us in on that one, I'm curious what you're talking about. Seven.
I think, like, until like, like until 2018,
people
let's
wait,
say,
get some out.
he wasn't in on ETH or anything. Like, he was criticizing ETH a lot, at least as far
He
as I
was
remember. But
criticizing
then,
ETH. Yeah.
yeah, but then he changed his stance once, like, he understood, like this is not only ICOs and shit, right? This can be used for, like, more things, basically. So yeah, I think that's when he changed his stance on it, basically, and like start building Bitcoin Hex.
Yes.
But
Urban
at the wrong
Productions, I
time.
think he's kind of agreeing with my point. He got it at the wrong time to make people wait and get some out. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, sure.
He did it as a
Yeah, sure.
strategic move.
Look. My point is,
It
and
was
I will always come
future
back to that, which is,
multimillionaires. Heck yeah.
yeah, sure, 100% agree, Adi. But it's like whatever the logic is, whatever we want to believe, because like different people will have different opinions, obviously, and like none
Yeah.
of the opinions are like wrong or right, right? We don't know, but like something is certain. Like you waited for the pulse chain to launch, and then he sold like his DAI afterwards only. So
Okay.
that's
Okay.
something that we know for sure. And that like after he sold, he could have like minted more DAI if he wanted, right? We
Yeah.
know that too. So he didn't really lose the DAI, right? He just like switch it. Like yeah, sure, the pricing wasn't amazing. The price like range wasn't amazing. I agree, but there could be many different reasons why he did it. Like like maybe it was just because he made a mistake, right? In terms of like market
He
sentiment,
could.
right?
Yeah, like Yabs was saying, or he's just human. And that's what I was saying too. It's
Yep,
possible that he
exactly.
made a mistake. But the timing of it, the need to shake people out was there. So that's why I started thinking
Look, and
a
he's
little bit
known to
more
buy at the
into it.
wrong
But
times, right? He's known
yeah.
to buy at the wrong times. He's very good at like making like identifying the tops, but
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
also known to buy at the wrong times because he says
It
that he bought
happens.
Bitcoin the first time at the top, right? And he
Yeah,
had to wait
yeah.
like whatever, how many years, right? So
And
maybe it's
people
the same
forget,
thing,
guys,
right?
trading is hard. When you
Yeah.
see channels and like let's say I'm putting up trading and we're leaving our charts up there in our videos, you're literally leaving a trail for people to see, all your work, you're wrong, you're right. It's really hard. It takes a lot of time to get there. And even when you know what you're talking about it, I can't tell you. It's really hard, man. It's the market is mad fuckery. Otherwise, you would just have billionaires popping off left and right. It's difficult. It's very difficult,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of people. I just got a message this week from one of my friends at a hedge fund in Miami. They manage billions, and they go because they know I'm in crypto. So I guess they couldn't make heads or tails of something that was like a micro cap in tech that was connected to NVIDIA. So they were like, hey, let's send it over there to St. Wolf because he deals with this kind of crazy stuff. And they asked me to look at something, and I'm like, at first I was like, what? These guys, they've never asked me. No one's ever sent it. But the market's actually that hard right now because I've talked to these guys earlier in September, and they said it's a really hard market. Like nobody can make heads or tails, and it really is like that. There's no God out there who knows anything. And if you're making good calls, you're just good at calling probabilities, and that's all we can do. We can just look at the chart and say, "There's most likely it's going to go this way, or this is going to happen." But yeah, he could be human. It's unlikely.
No,
I
but
think he's a
I
human
think like,
being.
yeah, but there's two decisions. Like there's two options when you're buying something, right? Either like it's because of the chart, like you look at the chart
yeah.
and it's just too good to buy, right? Like it's just too
Yeah.
good, you need to buy it, or because it's something more emotional, right? Like something that you want to buy doesn't really matter the price, like Bitcoin, Ethereum doesn't matter. Like you just like DCA, for example, right? You just want to keep adding.
Yeah.
It was like Richard didn't really do that, right? Like he traded, right? He bought a large chunk. So I mean, yeah, maybe he thought the chart was looking good. Who knows, right?
Who knows?
Doesn't
Who
really
knows?
matter.
Yeah. And if you
Yeah,
guys are
but
curious what chart they sent me over, and they've never done that ever once before in years of knowing these guys, they sent me a chart called NBIS. And
what the fuck is that?
exactly. So
NBIS.
I looked it up and I sent them, I did my TA on it and sent it over to them. And
Okay.
ended up being pretty spot on because it's extremely volatile, some of these
Okay.
little tech stocks. Okay, DJ Bomber is saying they meant to be minting 100 billion SDI through Spark. Yes, I remember this, some interaction with the Spark thing. I just didn't understand fully how the full kind of like the upside and the downside versus doing this maneuver. So maybe we can talk about it when we get to the end. We can break it down if we have some time because we got to get into HEX here. eHEX versus pHEX. That's what the show is about. So we can't
We
get
end up
too into it.
speaking about the
I
pDAI
know
again.
this
People are gonna
is
kill
how
us.
the streams end up being 3 hours long. We love you, chat, but I gotta keep it going.
Yeah,
There
man,
will
we
be
are the new
a
Richard
reason,
Hart now. Like we
something
do the
about
long
minting a
streams now.
coin. Yeah, Neil Snowden agrees. It was something about that's the thing that DJ Bomber was just talking about, the SDAI Spark thing, Spark DAI. So once again, if we have time, we'll get into it. But we got to get to the eHEX versus pHEX.
Sure.
I better have Forex trading, quick short. Okay, cool.
Yeah, the
So,
shot's
okay.
on fire. by the way.
Hex's King
Awesome.
says, I'm getting, I think he meant to say nervous. I sold on pHEX and put all my money on that. pHEX, and put all my money, all the same. Oh, you guys can read it. All
No,
these meme
pHEX
coins is
and
bugging me off. I
yeah.
don't care if Hex is going to make this type of games. Even pDAI is making me nervous. Okay. Well, let's focus in. Let's focus in on Hex. We did the pDAI
that.
stream last week.
I
Go
like
check it
this
out.
comment, by the way.
The one last week was amazing. But the first thing is you said something Hex is EVM's Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Ethereum's virtual machines Bitcoin. Okay, explain that. Why you wanted to talk about that? Why that's important for us to hear about right now?
I mean, for me, it's like it's one of those things that made me just love Hex, right? It's like
Okay.
realizing for me realizing the true power of Hex because
Okay,
well,
first
like,
tell everybody what an
yeah.
EVM is.
Ethereum virtual machine, right? The EVM is
Ethereum virtual
basically
machine.
Base, it's Ethereum, it's Polygon, it's like all the Ethereum copies, basically, right?
All the Ethereum
ones
copies,
that use
okay.
Solidity. Yeah, exactly. The ones that use the Ethereum virtual machine, which is the interface, let's say, that you use to deploy contracts, okay? And the logic, etc., right? The EVM represents like 90 something percent of the market, right? Of the blockchain market, just so that people understand, because it includes Ethereum, Base, Polygon, like all the copies of Ethereum are the ones that are EVM, basically, that are EVM based.
Right.
Yeah. So it represents the majority of the market. That's my point. That's what I want. That's what I mean.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you really think about it, Bitcoin does not exist on the EVM, right? What I mean by this is that Bitcoin exists as WBTC, right? But WBTC is something centralized in the sense that you need to lock your Bitcoin in a vault, and some guys have admin keys, and they can mint. You can mint WBTC on the Ethereum network, right? Super simple example, right?
Okay.
But there's a centralization there, right? So it's not really that safe because the vault can be hacked somehow, right?
Right.
If there are some sort of admin keys or multi-sig or whatever it is, it's not immutable, right? And Hex has the property of being immutable, and it also it has another property, which is it only exists in the EVM. The reason why, for example, Hex exists in Pulse Chain is because Pulse Chain is EVM, right? So it was a copy; it's EVM.
Right.
Bitcoin does not have this property, right? Maybe the Bitcoin now on Pulse Chain, the copy, maybe that copy will have the property, right? Because it cannot be, like, you cannot just mint more of it, right? So in that sense, it's in my perspective is more secure than WBTC on Ethereum because it can be minted, right? And the vault could be hacked for
yes.
God knows the reason, but doesn't matter, right? Doesn't
It's
matter.
possible. If it's possible, it could happen.
Possible. Exactly.
And it will happen probably at some point.
Yeah, it will happen. Like if it can, like remember, like the
you don't have
the
to
bridge.
be crypto.
Exactly, like
Very long
2022 or 23, there was like a huge bridge, like multi-chain. Everybody was using multi-chain, right?
Okay.
That one got hacked, right? Like hacked in the sense that the founder was arrested by the Chinese authorities, so like nobody could move the funds because apparently he held the keys. Like, so no, that's a point, right? You never know what's going to happen. Like, and X does not have like that issue, and that is a pretty big issue, like the security part, right? I know that people don't care, but at the end of the day, that's what defines if something is really good or not because it can be hacked, right? If something is hacked, it doesn't work, right?
That's why devs like Hex in a lot of ways because it's very secure. They feel very safe.
And people have no fucking idea. Like I did a tweet like today or yesterday that blew up about if people knew like the whales that are in Hex. And what I mean by like when I say whales, I don't only mean rich people. I mean people like in high levels of like top protocols, like top security research firms. Like you have no fucking idea. Like you're dealing with it like with a beast. Like literally, Hex is a beast because it attracted people with the highest levels of understanding of like crypto and blockchain that bought, staked, and never sold like one single Hex. Right? This is the level of commitment from these people who understand what the actual code does. Because these are like technical freaks, right? They put code above like everything else, right? And they bought and staked Hex, and they believe in Hex. Like they don't promote it, right? Like some of them use like accounts to promote it, but my point is they don't promote it like with their main accounts, but they are Hexicans, right? And like these people are like they know shit. They know a lot. They know a lot of crypto, way like in terms of solidity, coding, auditing, and I can tell you that like they know way more than I will ever know for sure. But I can tell you that they are Hexicans. Yeah, a lot of them are Hexicans. Like
So if that's the case, let's start with the big questions, okay? With pHEX, eHEX. So why are the charts so crushed?
The HEX one?
From your point of view. Tell us both. Why do you think eHEX is down so bad, and why is pHEX down so bad?
Okay, I think it there was so much economic energy in X, right? Like it did 10,000 X, right? So there couldn't be any other way, right? It like
It
it
did.
would
It
it would drop.
overextended too much. Is how I
Yeah,
look at it.
exactly. Like it
Okay.
had way too many economic energy. It had to drop like 90 to 99%. There was like absolutely no other race. Additionally, you had like an airdrop on top of that, like another another like sell pressure point because like it was a bear market anyway. So like people like what people would probably do was sell both, right? That's what ended up happening, right? I know that Johnny was like super like, oh look, like both are like going down. So why are you like causing all this panic by like shitting on EX, right? But that was gonna happen anyways, right? Like it was bear market, like an airdrop in the bear market. What are people expecting, right? A
Right.
pump?
Right.
No, that was not never gonna happen, right? So and I think it was like the drop was like so significant because it was just so overextended, right? It pumped way too much, right? And yeah, too many people staked and did not sell basically at the top. So I mean, this was bound to happen, but this is
Okay.
good for X, right? In my opinion, this is
I,
excellent for X. Yeah.
yeah, I do feel it overextended. I think maybe 10 or 12 cents could have been more realistic for a top, and
Mm-hmm.
it overextended a lot. And I don't think people
Yeah.
talk about that enough or understand that it
Sure.
was manipulated to the upside quite heavily with a number of things. From there was that thing. What do they call that? That happened where they gave people a lot of extra, the multiplier or something like that.
Yeah,
And
the big payday, right?
yeah, there was a number of different things that happened that overextended it extraordinarily higher than I think it should have gone in the natural. So that's why it seems a crash is a lot more extreme than it is. But and what about pHEX? Why hasn't it? I mean, everything's breaking out now, so everything looks gorgeous in a
No,
lot
no.
of ways.
Look, PX looks good, man. Look at that chart. It looks like again, but again, the reason why we needed like that, like two big drops or three, but let's say it's like two big drops, like right. That's what we see on the chart, like W, right? So I think we needed that because again, it was like there was way too many people still like with a lot of economic energy that needed to just like go out, right? Because we know
Okay.
that like you see this line like the one like that marked the bottom basically you had like
Yes.
is this like what the weekly one, so how many weeks were you like below the red line? Oh my god, that's insane, right? Like it was like we needed it.
Okay.
Again, there was no other way. If you wanted Hex to pump, otherwise it wouldn't pump that hard. Like it wouldn't pump that. Why doesn't Bitcoin pump that hard now? Like besides of course the liquidity, but it's because it's becoming too decentralized, right? Like people sell too early. That's the point. That's why you don't have like Bitcoin running up to 500k, right? Because people are going to sell too early. It's too decentralized into many different like wallets, and yeah, I think Hex did not have that. So I mean, people are going to sell at the bottom. When it's more concentrated, people are just going to do more stupid shit, right? It is what it is.
So
I think it
so
makes sense.
so Neil Snowden says, do you think for more Expo Shire? Okay, so
Exposition, probably. Do you think any
okay,
more exposition?
I think he's talking
Okay.
about get on
Yep.
trading sites. I think the liquidity is very low.
Yeah,
I
I don't
really
care.
think the
I don't give
first.
a shit about that.
Well,
In my
okay, well,
opinion.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna
don't care.
we can talk about that at the end real quick. I do think
Yeah.
the first asset that's going to make all the exchanges is going to be incentive token, and that's another talk
Okay.
altogether.
That's a good. That's
And
a good. I like that one.
there's a really good reason for that, and it's very clear. But docile, can you ask that again at the end? Remind us about that one. This is about the Hex One pool and super stake. We'll come back to that.
Sure.
Yeah, the pulse chain sack didn't help. Yeah, there were a number of factors, of course. Now
Yeah.
he
Sure.
he did make the tweet. Let's go back to that tweet so we can just get right to the heart of the matter here, which was
The market has chosen.
the market has
Boom.
chosen, and he
Boom.
people think
In your fucking face.
he crashed eHEX. Yeah. So tell us what do you think about that tweet that he made? Sorry, I don't have it brought up when he kind of said the market is chosen and he crushed eHEX. What do you think about that moment? And then I'm going to ask you a second question. What do you
Sure.
think is better of the two? So let's start with the first one. What do you think his reason was for doing that?
Look, man. I like in terms of reasoning. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Like I remember that at the time there was a lot of pushing like between the community and himself like pushing eHEX too, and maybe he got like tired of that. I just wanted to like share his final opinion on the matter, or I don't know. Maybe he just did it on purpose, just like to to crash the market because he thought it was needed. I
Yeah.
have no fucking idea. Maybe he was just emotional about the subject, and I don't know. But like whatever like his reasoning was, like the end result was beautiful, and I'm so happy that it happened, honestly, because it was like a significant opportunity to like to shake the like the remaining sellers, I think.
Okay. Okay. Fair. No. Fair enough. Absolutely.
Yep.
And which the BankX situation, the tweet. So some people have already brought up the BankX situation. Urban Productions brought it up. What do you think about the theory RH crushed eHEX to shake out BankX? And
Maybe,
also,
yeah, maybe, I don't know,
Archie
man.
has a similar point. Do you think so, or do you think he'll
I
let the
mean,
market figure that out?
I think BankX at the end of the
Carlos.
day just it's a small thing. It's a small thing, right? It's a problem that will disappear as like number go up. Like they'll just sell and like eventually they don't have any more to sell. So I don't think it's related to BankX or like any small thing. I think it's more of a I think again, pure speculation. But if I had to guess, I would say like it was something that he had prepared already. Like he had thought about like had like doing something like that. Not sure if those words, of course, but like something like that just to shake out the remaining like sellers because we know that Richard likes that. He likes to be controversial, right? Especially within the like now within the community, right? So that's a good thing because like we need to shake out the non-believers, let's say.
Right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Now,
Like that's the only logical reason I can think, but that I'm sure there are others, valid ones for sure, 100%. Yeah,
we're not nice to get into the crash, so it was good for me. Fair enough.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Neil is
Which
100% correct. Like it gave people
which one?
like the real believers, yeah, the opportunity. Which
Yeah,
one
they
did you
got.
buy?
Which
Yeah,
one did you buy? Now, I did pHEX, and I
okay.
went in there, and because it's just whatever. I have my reasons for it, and it's nothing
No,
too
it's fine.
technical. I
Yeah.
just
All
I
the
just
reasons
chose.
are
I
good.
made a choice. I
Both
made a
of them
choice.
are good. Sure.
Now, what do you like? Do you have one that you prefer over the other? You prefer eHEX over pHEX, and vice versa?
Look, in terms of staking, PX makes way more sense. There's like no other way around it, right? Like
If 100%
like
agree with you on that. Yeah.
yeah, like the fees are just cheaper, right? And even if PulseX does, if Pulse Chain,
By
Pulse
a lot.
PLS does like 100x,
Even if it
they'll
does
still be cheaper.
100x,
Yeah,
it'll still be
yeah,
cheaper because at that
exactly,
point ETH did a 5x. So
exactly. And even if
it's
it didn't, right? But they would be cheaper anyways. Like even
yeah,
with a 1000x, like with a
100%,
1000x,
100%.
probably they will be a little bit cheaper, not that cheaper, right? But a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have so many opinions about like this, right? About the ratios, which is
Okay,
my
give us your
favorite. I
opinions
don't
on the
think.
ratios.
Yeah,
Where are
look,
they headed?
yeah, I cannot just pick
Pull
one
up that
because
chart.
of like that would be stupid of me. I think like which like and I can give you many reasons. Like, look, these are different communities now. Like the people who are gonna buy eHEX and the people who are buying pHEX, they are different people. Okay, we need to realize because this is a different coin. The coin on Ethereum is a different coin than the one on Pulse. They have the same branding, but they are different coins, right? They do the same thing, but they are different coins. So they'll for sure have like even though they'll have like some people that are the same, they'll have different buyers, right? And
Right, right,
what
right.
I think people are like probably not considering is that like Ethereum has a lot of rich buyers, like a lot of them. People who don't give a shit about like high fees, right? And they don't give a shit about like paying $1,000 to stake. They actually like that. In my opinion, they actually like that. They actually like to pay high fees because it feels exclusive, right? And this is a huge market in my opinion. It's like the exclusivity market. It's huge. Like it's like Richard spending money on what, on Rolexes and Louis Vuitton, on like Lamborghinis. He didn't buy like a BMW, right? So that exclusivity feeling exists too for like networks and like for fees, and it's all the same shit. It's all the same shit. Like when I say that I'm trading on Ethereum, people are like, "Oh man, can you pay the fees?" Yeah, of course, bro. Like, who are you, man? Who are you? And they're like, "Oh my god!" Like you see this like this mindset, right? This exists in the blockchain, right? So I
Right,
think
right,
people
right.
people should like they shouldn't just throw it away in my opinion, right? Like it has value it might have value for the Ethereans, right? The people who shit on it today, because look, that can change, right? Like who shits on EX today? The Exicans, right? So I mean it changes, right? Like who hates the coin? Maybe the Ethereans will like to buy Hex on Ethereum because like people from Hex don't like it. I don't know. I cannot I cannot I can never guess why people buy or sell, right? But I can
Right, right, right.
conjure reasons, and but besides that, like look again, coming back to basics, Ethereum is the like largest chain, like usually most volume, most fees. So like, that it is on Ethereum where the real whales are. So I mean, it's stupid not to be bullish on X on Ethereum just because of that, in my opinion, right? And this doesn't mean that I'm not bullish on X on Pulsion, right? The X on Pulsion is going to pump a lot. And look, X from Ethereum on Pulsion is also going to pump a lot because of liquidity bonding, right? Hart's law, right? So we need also to consider that like there's no scenario where pHEX is going to pump and eHEX is not going to pump. That's just retarded because of liquidity bonding. Of course, you might have more sellers on eHEX or not. We don't know, right? Because as the number go up, the sentiment shifts, right? And the people who thought they're not going to sell, they might I might not want to make the same mistakes again, and I sell early. But they probably, because of the fees, they're going to sell pHEX first, before they sell eHEX, because it's more expensive to sell on Ethereum, right? So I don't know. There's so many ideas floating around that I don't know which one is going to pump higher, right? Obviously, the common sense would say obviously it's pHEX, right? And maybe, I would give it maybe 50%. I don't know. I'm afraid to give it a little more because new is always better, but eHEX has such low liquidity compared to pHEX, and eHEX has the bonding stuff happening on Pulse chain, right? Because if pHEX and Pulse and go up, eHEX is going to go up because of those, right? Because it's bonded. So I don't know, man. I think there will be more sellers on pHEX than eHEX at the end of the day, and that I think it's going to dictate what pumps the highest or not. But again, Richard is going to pump the one on Pulse chain, probably not the one on Ethereum. So I could be 100% incorrect. I don't know.
What do you think about
it's a tough one.
The 414 developer, Atropa? I believe that the 414 had mentioned that they're a fan of eHEX, or they took a lot of eHEX off the market, if I remember correctly.
Sure.
Chad, you guys correct us on this? Yeah. Okay. I think they're both good. There's reasons to have both. Now, what do you think about the idea of parity, of both coming to parity?
Look,
is that a possibility?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, 100% this is a possibility, right? I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but it's definitely a possibility. Right now, the probability is probably 10%, right? Because the ratio is 1 to 10, something like that. But it can grow. That probability can grow as fast as a rocket. And another thing, there's only one way, as far as I know, there is only one way to accumulate both coins at the same time without buying them, without without buying one and then buying the other. There's only one way of accumulating both at the same time. Do you want to take a guess?
Tell us.
Yeah, it's a liquidity providing, right? LP, X to X, right?
Yeah.
If you LP both hexes, you're gonna get the fees on hex, right? So that's it on both hexes, right? So that's the only way to accumulate both tokens, as far as I know.
But if he pumps pHEX, you'll end up with eHEX.
If it pumps pHEX, you're gonna end up with eHEX, exactly. And if it pumps eHEX, you're gonna end up with the pHEX, exactly. Yeah, sure. But I'm talking about accumulating both, because as the numbers go up and down, you're making the fees, right? You're accumulating the fees. I'm not there will be a ratio that you're gonna get locked out if you leave, right? But that it's on you, right? You choose the moment, right? When you leave, and that locks your ratio basically. So for the time while you're in the pool, you're gonna be accumulating fees in both hexes.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So now, that might help answer your question, which is, will there be parity? I don't know if more people LP into Hex and make the liquidity thicker, binding them together. I don't know. That might happen, right? But that can also make it difficult to change the ratio, right? So if it gets locked outside of 1-to-1, I don't know. It's a very tough one, right? But there's 100% chance of the ratio going back to 1. 100%.
Now, what do you think about? Let me correct this. Some people said, let's see what it says. Do you think the market is being held back a little because of Ethereum not performing yet is affecting eHEX? Yeah, tell us about how Hex is bonded to Ethereum and how it's affected by the movements in Ethereum.
Sure,
Ethereum is weak. Yeah. So, what's the story?
No, that's a good point. So, that is some analysis that I've done, which is to try to understand what moves first, the eHEX on Pulse chain or the Hex on Ethereum, right? So, which is the same coin, right? It's the same coin bridged to Pulse chain, because I think that's a good question, but the liquidity is much thinner on Ethereum, right? So I think that the chances that the coin moves first on Ethereum are higher, I think. Although there's more interest on trading the coin on Pulse chain, right? So I would need to look at the data and try to understand what moves first. But that can for sure be done, right? And we can understand what will probably move first, right? But again, there's these two choices, right? Thinner liquidity on Ethereum, meaning they need less dollars to pump the price, but there's more community on Pulse Chain, right? Interested in buying the coin, at least right now.
Right.
Yeah.
But so if ETH doesn't move, eHEX stays stagnant, or doesn't move very much.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't stay stagnant because there will be volume on the other side, right? On Pulse Chain.
Okay.
And
So how is
push the
eHEX
price
bonded to
between them.
pHEX? Yeah. So how is it bonded with pHEX? What's the truth on that? How bonded are they? Because pHEX is moving. Is that the only reason eHEX is moving?
No, I don't think so. I think they're bonded in liquidity, but the liquidity is not that high right now, right? It's a couple of million. It's not that much. So, I mean, compared to other Pulse Chain tokens, that's what I mean, right? Because like other tokens are on the farms, right? On the ink farms, so obviously they have more liquidity than Hex, like 2Hex, right? So, I mean, they're bonded, but I don't think they're like that bonded right now. Right now, that people are basically trading them, right? Again, as separate coins, they're basically selling one for the other, more or less, right? Because that's why the ratios between them have, like, the ratio between eHEX has dropped a lot, right? That's the reason, because they've been trading one for the other. Otherwise, the ratio would be more or less 1 to 1 or whatever. It would be similar, right? But we know there is a correlation there, right? When one pumps, the other dumps, right? So people are probably selling one for the other. But I think there will be a moment where that stops happening, right? Or it might continue to happen, but with less, less volume, right? Less people doing that. So once people stop trading one for the other, right, and just keep buying both, for example, the ratios might approximate to one another, but they might come back to near one. Maybe not one, but they'll grow, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly. EX
Brazology,
liquidity is
what's
very
happening?
small. Yeah, Brazology is 100% correct. Yeah.
Okay. And you were saying that too. Yeah. So liquidity
Yeah,
is very
exactly.
small. So eX can pump easier.
Much easier. Yeah, it's much easier to pump eHEX. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And next question, which makes sense. Are they linked into Atropa, and how?
I think eHEX is, but I'm not 100% certain of this. I think eHEX is, or at least there were ideas to incorporate eHEX somehow, right? Look, I
Okay.
think the biggest, I know I used to think that the solution for eHEX would probably be finding a way to stake it on Pulse Chain. But then Tanto Nomi, the Maximus Auger, right? One of them, it's Gold Key and and Tanto, Deep Catcher on Twitter, and he basically made the C-Hex, right? The Shez, the one that the Shex, or the one that combines both of them, right? And I think
Okay.
that was
Okay.
an okay solution too, right? But again, I don't think like neither of those are needed. I think they'll like EX will just pump because it's a lower price and people will be like, the same stuff. I can just buy one cheaper, right? So why wouldn't I, right? And they won't care about the network thing, like about the fees, because some or probably most they won't be interested in probably staking it at least for long periods, right? And so I don't
So
know,
yeah,
but
what's the
yeah,
play
that could
right
be a
now?
possibility.
Would you just buy and hold, or would you actually stake it?
Yeah, I'm LPing. That's what I'm doing. I'm just accumulating both.
So I took some of my
I
pHEX
let
and
the,
I
I
put it.
let the, I will let the market decide for me.
Yeah,
Like for now, right?
we got to watch the market. But what I did with quite a bit of my pHEX is I put it in the pool with I staked it. What is it with Pulse? I think it's Pulse,
Pulse,
right?
yeah, Pulse.
Yeah. So
PLS.
I put the pHEX to PLS.
Okay.
Is that a good arbitrage for me versus just straight LPing? Or
You're probably going to be selling Hex for PLS, right? As
I'm
the
losing some.
Hex
I've lost.
outperform.
I lost.
Yeah, you've
quite a
lost
bit
Hex. Yeah, but
I've lost some
it's
Hex,
fine.
yeah, and I got PLS.
Yeah.
And
But
then
if you're
I
like
got the
LPing with
ink.
Hex, like I'm like with eHEX, like I'm doing, I'm also lost,
Okay.
right? So it's the yeah. But you
Right.
get the incentive token on that one, so
I'm getting
yeah,
incentive
same.
token. Right.
Yeah,
I'm getting
exactly.
incentive
Yeah.
token.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, do you think? Why do you straight LP? What do you think the benefits are for you to do it that way?
I just want to accumulate both. That's it. That's my
You're just
only
accumulating.
reasoning.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to. I don't want to choose which one I'm buying, so I'm just like put them into LP and like yeah.
Okay.
I'll let the market decide.
Chat.
I don't really care.
Chat. What are you doing with your PX right now, or anything you've accumulated? Are you just staking? Are you LPing like Pedro? Are you utilizing the farm like I mentioned I was doing?
Yep.
And Pedro, where are you LPing at? Do you mind if I ask?
Yeah, it's on the V2, basically.
On the
Pulse X
V2?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, I used to do what
Are-
you were doing like for the ink one, but then I changed my like when ink went like to 50 cents, $1 between $1. I just like I stopped the farms and I bought shitloads of ink and that's it. I just held it. I stopped most of the farming and just bought it straight off the market and that's it.
Oh, smart
It's
man.
not smart or dumb. It's like I want to trade. I want to trade ink, right? I don't want to accumulate, but I'll be doing the exact opposite with the hex, for example. I'll be staking, just selling the yield, etc. Right? So it really depends. But only because I think like again new like ink is the even newer than hex and the other hex and whatever, right? So it's the one that I'm probably the most bullish on in terms of like price action, right? Because
Right,
it's a
right.
dumperoni token. Everybody's gonna dump it because it's a farming token. It's useless, but I like that. I think it's usually those tokens that pump like the highest, right? Or
That
meme coins,
yeah,
but
it could be a contra play right there. I just made an ink
yeah,
video I think yesterday, and I put in my theories about it, and I think it was
good
quite
one, good video by the
controversial.
way.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks, brother. Some people definitely attacked me because some people do think it's just a dump only and it's very limited upside. And I understand it's
sure.
cool. It's controversial play. Nobody knows how a thing is, but I tried to make some correlations with early Bitcoin. But once again, that's another video. But
Do
you
you,
guys
do you,
check it
want, do
out.
you want to know why I'm like I have this opinion? Because just open
Yeah,
the
tell
farms.
us, tell us, tell us.
It's very simple, bro. It's like it's interface related. It's like simple logic. Just open the farms, go to the ROI calculator, and imagine when you have like 10x value from here, 10x. Like the prices
Okay,
are 10x from here. Your
okay.
ROI is going to be 10x. Like if it's 50x, your ROI is going to be 50x. What this means is that people are going to be like after the carrot, right? They're gonna chase the carrot, and they'll be like, "Oh my, I'm making this much like per year." So they're gonna make like the stupid calculations for like 5 years, and like the prices are gonna move from there, right? But like people
I,
don't like people forget about it. They just see them like huge numbers, like, and they go crazy. Yeah, they just like the
that
number. They just get fixated on the ROI basically that they're gonna make from the farms, and it's fine. That's why it works like that.
wait. I mean, obviously, I tried to play these games a little bit, and I talk about that in that video I made yesterday. But why is it if it 50x, if you get a 50x on, are you talking about the separate assets that you're LPing?
It doesn't matter. Well, I'm talking in general. Like imagine your ROI calculator right now. It's in dollars,
Right,
right? It tells you
right.
the dollar value that you're making per year. If
Okay,
the
yes.
prices are 50x from here, 50x up,
Okay.
right? You're gonna make you just multiply that number by 50, right? That's what I mean, right?
Okay, can we do that really quick to show people what you're talking
Yeah,
about? So
yeah. What I mean, yeah. Just go
let's
to
say
the
let's
farms. Like
we'll just pick the hex one since we're
doesn't
talking
matter.
about hex in this video. Okay, so let's go to the wait, where's the
I
calculator
think
at?
I think you like what is the? I think you probably need to be connected to for the ROI calculator. I think.
No, I don't think I have to connect. Oh, I need to connect some wallet to see oh, there it is. Yeah, it takes a second. Okay.
It's there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
So
So
that's what I mean. It's like
well,
just put whatever number, 100. What doesn't
okay.
matter. Just whatever
Brizology,
number
we're
appears there.
gonna come back to that point you made. Give us a second here. Okay, so let's
Yeah,
put
sure.
in you put in 1,000 total, or you said 100. Okay, so $50
It doesn't matter.
each. Doesn't matter. Okay,
Exactly. So yeah,
$1,000.
yeah. What doesn't is just,
So you
just for
got
the
you
numbers,
put
right?
in 500 hex and 500 pulse. Okay,
Yeah. Now
right.
imagine that the price of like hex and pulse doesn't matter. The prices of the network in general are 10x higher, right? So that number that you see there,
Uh
okay, that
huh.
number that you see there, you
Uh huh.
multiply it by 10. Okay, the
Okay.
dollar value just multiply it by 10, the final number. So
Okay.
that's the feeling that people get, right? You're making $4 a day now because or multiply it by 50 because if it does 50x or 20x, you
Right.
just multiply that the final number by what you're seeing,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
people are
Pretty
gonna go mental,
simple.
right?
Pretty
Yeah,
simple, right? Yeah.
yeah, super simple.
And
Yeah.
even your ROI is the same, even with the impermanent loss. Now, obviously, right now at this time, my hex in my hex
Because like
pool has gone
the
down, of
ROI
course.
is the ROI is calculated by like based on like how much ink you're gonna get on the ink price, right? So like as the ink price goes higher, you'll see that number going higher, right? In terms of dollar value, right? So put
Right.
1 year
Right.
over there. Just put 1 year
Okay.
on
1 year.
the
Yeah.
tab 1 year. So
Mm.
100. So like if it multiply by 10 doesn't matter. Like $1,000, right? If it
Yeah.
does 100x, it's like 16k, right? So like people are gonna go crazy with that, right? I'm making like 16k a year. I can live off this yield, blah blah, blah. You know how it works, right? People go nuts,
Right.
right? They forget that the prices go down very
What?
quickly. But that's how this works. That's how farming works, right? You should be like while the prices are not like at the top, you should be farming, but you should be probably doing LPs, fine. But once they pick up the pace, maybe like stop and sell a bit, and that's it, right? and you come
So
back once the price drops.
out of these three assets we have Hex and Pulse are staked, and you're earning the incentive token down here, and this is V1. Which one do you think would lead the charge? I don't think all of them do, right? I think one of them's got to lead the charge. You think incentive?
I think it will,
Hex?
there will be moments. It's like other other networks, like right there are moments where the main token. So Ethereum, for example, leads the rally, but then altcoins like Cav or bigger altcoins start pumping, and then other smaller ones. So I think it will be more or less the same, right? There will be a rotation between the RH assets, and some will be pumping higher than the others, like on the specific day. But at the end of the day, all of them are going up, higher, right?
Okay. Now, Briz says, I short stake my liquid bag, his 30-day stakes, and when my monthly stakes come due, they get added to my liquid bag and short stakes. Okay. Sure. So for everyone listening,
keeps accumulating. Yeah.
Can you break that down for everyone who's listening and is new and wants a strategy for their Hex? What's he doing here exactly? Break it down for us.
He's basically doing a restaking ladder, let's say.
A restaking ladder? So he has a 30-day stake on hex.com, or let's say whatever, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And he basically commits all the new money that he's making into a new stake, and commits all the that's smart, because you're free, in 30 days you're free to sell if you want, right? Or you're free to create another stake. So I think short stakes are smarter, right? You get less yield. Everybody knows that, but yeah.
So
but if you already have enough stake,
I
used to do that a lot. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's pHEX or eHEX. So he takes a 30-day stake, he earns, it compounds at the end of that 30 days, and then is he taking the total or only what's left over? He's saying he adds it.
He adds the yield. So I think he's compounding basically everything.
Compounding. So then the next month it's a bigger bag, and the next month a bigger bag, and a bigger bag. Okay. So he's just increasing his hex bag.
Exactly.
Definitely a way to do it. I still have some liquid pHEX, and maybe Briz, maybe instead of adding it to the farm like I have on the Pulse, which I mentioned, maybe I'll do this too. So this is good.
That's why Hex exists, right? To generate more of itself.
Okay. You think that's the main purpose?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think it competes with Bitcoin. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The only point of Hex is just generating more of itself, but Bitcoin you have to mine it. In Hex you have to mine it too, but within a smart contract, right? So it's easier. It has more. It has the potential for way more participants, because you don't have the the machines needed. It's even with Ethereum, right? You need either you stick with Lido or you need 32 ETH. It's retarded, right? Why? No, it's easier with Hex, right? You don't have any threshold. You choose. It's much easier.
Mind you, got staking ladder, stake a month, 555 days, 800.
Nice.
Yeah, right on. Cool.
I like Brazology. Brazology is a good guy. He's doing good for the space. Building because
Brazology approved. Good strategy.
Yeah, exactly. He's building stuff. He's committing to the stakes long term. That's awesome, man. Congrats. I'm happy.
Compounding. Taylor says 1.6 million bridges in the last 2 hours. Really? Yeah, the market is getting a little heated. That's why I delayed us a little bit. I was like, I got to get caught up a little bit. And Taylor, that's
it's dumping a little bit. It's correct.
It's dumping a little bit now. Well, that's
it's correcting a little bit. Yeah. Well, not pDAI. pDAI keeps chilling, but pDAI is a different piece. And Bear, Teddy Bear. I had a challenge in last year. I think I told you last time, but I'm not sure. That I was like, okay, I'm gonna start a new wallet and buy $100 and see if I can make it. If I still got it, I'm gonna see if I still got it. I was watching Beirut and I was like, man, I need to see if I still got it, bro. I need to check myself, right? I need to prove to myself I still got this shit, right? Hex dumped 99%, bro. I need to prove to myself. So I went okay, I'm gonna start with $100, right?
Okay.
So yeah, I bought pDAIs and bears and some stuff like that. It's already up to almost 7K. So I think for now I still got it. I'm happy with it. So yeah, it's I hope I just want to ride it at least 100K. If I'm able to do it, I'm happy. I'm proud of myself.
I already feel I don't have enough bear. Maybe I'll try to crank out a bear video tonight because
dude. But I was extremely lucky because I bought bear and pDAI after the first big correction, after the first 90% dump. So I bought them extremely early. That was
you got in really early, bad.
Yeah, I got last summer 2023. So August. Yeah, super early.
Pedro, we're gonna be friends for life.
Yeah, for sure, man. I like you too, man. You're a good guy. You're a good streamer, bro. You're a good streamer.
Oh,
I like
thanks. Thanks, brother. Just keep staking. Okay, this is a good question. Ricardo, Pedro, do you think you will win your bet with Johnny Chaos? Now, I don't know the bet.
That's
so
I have a bet with Johnny.
What's the bet?
Which
What's the bet?
yeah, the bet is that I bet with Johnny that pDAI was going to hit $1 first, like before Hex, right? That was my bet.
Ooh,
And look,
before
I built a
Hex gets to a
stablecoin for
dollar.
Hex, bro. I built a stablecoin for Hex, but even I'm not that retarded. I'm, like in terms of probability, bro. Like no, because it's true, man. The cult is just too damn crazy with pDAI hitting
It's
one. That's like it's just insane, bro. You need
I
to
think
like
it's the meme cycle, and there's no weight on
exactly,
pDAI. I do agree with you. I just
exactly.
think it's going to run harder, and I've explained to people too. The Hex is just a time thing. You may have to wait for some other things to run first.
Sure, exactly.
Okay, so your
It's like
bet. Is there a time restraint on your bet? You just said which one's going to get there first. That's all it was.
Exactly. Yeah, which one was going to get there
Okay.
first, and we bet like 10,000, something like that. It's not that much,
Okay,
like
That-
10,000,
that's
10,000
that's a
pDAI,
good
I think.
bet. That's a totally cool bet, man. And I
Yeah,
don't think anyone knows the right answer.
exactly.
This is going to be
Exactly.
good to see. And I think, because I'm a huge pDAI fan and also a Hex fan, but I do think it may get to a dollar before Hex gets.
Oh, yeah,
That's a
like-
tough
like-
one. That's a tough one, man.
Like, it's not
That
that
is a
tough,
tough-
bro. It's like just
Yeah.
look at like let's not have a bias. Look, I'm a day one Mexican, right? Like even I interviewed
right,
Richard
right.
before Hex, all that shit, right? I love
Right.
Hex, I love Richard, I love everything, but I'm not stupid, right? Like when I see a freight train, I don't like. I'm not gonna put in front of. Like I'm not gonna put myself in front of it, right? It's like
Right, right,
pDAI
right.
is like it built the meme too quickly, the cult too quickly. Like it's insane, right?
cult is-
Meme mentals are just insane. So
Yes,
I'm not.
agreed,
Yeah, I'm not
100%.
playing with that, bro. Like Hex is awesome,
Yeah.
but like nobody cares about utility right now. Right, so
It's
the only
not part-
reason
yeah,
why
yeah.
people care about Hex is because it drops so much that it's
Yeah.
people look at it like as a meme coin, right? And it's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I'm happy that people look at it as a meme coin and not as a
Right.
like Bitcoin competitor, right? Because like utility shit is not pumping right now. Like
Yeah.
I don't make rules, right? So
you made
yeah.
you made an amazing point we did a stream last week on pDAI. I recommend you guys check it out if you're curious about pDAI. And the way you said, just think of it as a meme for forever until it pegs. There's no reason to think of it any other way, and that's 100% correct. That's why I tell people don't even worry about the pegging right now. Just the narrative is so powerful. We're going well past $1 no matter what. Because if it's a meme, there's no say that it has to stop at a dollar. It can just run. Yeah.
Exactly. And look, I'm extremely bullish on Hex. Honestly, I think Hex is going to do like 1,000x from the bottom. Like
Yeah.
that's honestly my opinion. I think it's going to like do way higher than the dollar. Like it's going to be insane, right? Because again, I think there will be a lot of early sellers, and we're going to have like that crazy run up again.
Okay.
I think Richard won't let us down. But pDAI, man, right? Like right now, like pDAI is going to hit there. He's going to get there first, and like. That's just how I see it, right? I think Hex will do very well too, but pDAI just different. It is just like in Super Saiyan mode right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think we've seen anything yet. It's going to get crazy. Archie says, and Briz, yeah, man, it would be cool. Archie says 5th year Hex anniversary coming up December 2nd. Now, this is true. How do you think? But what do you think? You think it'll just come and go, or you think it'll? Because when Hex runs, it runs, for sure.
No, yeah. When Hex runs, it runs. Like I think it's
Yeah.
like people when you miss the boat, will understand it, right? You'll see like fuck, I already missed the first 10-20x. What do I do now? Because it runs up like super fast. Like I remember
Right.
the last time I was. It was insane, bro. Like it was insane. I couldn't believe it. I was going crazy, right? Because like it was just too damn good, right? The fundamentals were just like crazy.
The fundamentals were crazy, yeah.
Even with all the hate, right? And I cannot forget that like Hex was gate kept, was hated by everybody, etc. Right? So and it did a
Right,
10,000x. So
Right,
I
right.
think now it's going to be a little bit better, and like the next cycle, it's even going to be more like better because less like sex stuff, less like Richard is a scammer stuff, right? Because as the price of Hex goes higher, people will respect Richard, right? If
So
Hex
what-
goes past all time high, people are going to be like, look, that guy is a fucking truly genius, right? He beat the SEC, he beat the price action. Like, what else do you want from guy?
That's
right?
what people don't understand. Like Pulse Chain can do well, pDAI can do well. It doesn't really turn people on Richard. It's when Hex goes well past its all-time high. That's when people go. That's when he gets okay, maybe you're not a
recognition.
complete scammer. Yeah,
Exactly.
and he's aware of this. Anyone knows this. Socially, this is the way it works.
And and look, I'm gonna be even more bold.
Okay, tell
Not
us.
even the
Tell
new
us.
hex, like
Spill the
the
beans.
old hex, the eHex.
Spill
The
the
eHex needs to go higher, like above
eHEX needs
50.
to go higher than pHEX? No, or just
No, it needs
past.
to go higher than the prior all-time high. Sorry, that's what I meant.
It
So
does.
it needs
It
to,
does. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does
And
need
until
it
it
needs to.
does, he will have the banner from crypto. Like still a lot of people call him the biggest scammer. That's why I'm certain it's going to go well past. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. I mean, he's
that's why I'm extremely bullish on X
yeah.
from Ethereum too. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like because
Yeah.
I know that it needs to go there, right? Like
Yeah.
for the market to truly respect Richard, I think like the Hex on Ethereum needs to go there. Like people need to be damn, like both coins pumped a lot. Like this new model of airdrop and building a new chain, just airdropping coins, it fucking works, right? They even pegged the stable like the DAI. Like what the fuck? How did they do that? It will be. I think it will be crazy, right? Like, but for that to happen, for like the true recognition of everything that Richard achieved to happen, I think he, I think X from Ethereum needs to pump prior its all-time high, so that people
Yeah.
are like, we were truly wrong about everything, right? Otherwise,
Right.
they'll
Right.
always
Right.
speak on that, like, oh look, oh but you just dropped another coin, and like look at the like the old coin didn't even go like
Yeah.
past its prior all-time
Yeah.
high, blah blah blah, all that shit, right?
Because
And
you guys have
that might even like that would happen like later in like in another cycle, right? But
right. Right.
can people wait that long? Maybe. Let's see.
No, you're 100%. It makes me think about that a little bit deeper. So, kind of the point
Brazology is
is,
going nuts, bro. Pedro, I think Hex it's one by November, by next November. Okay. Oh, sorry. Next November, man. I think much earlier. Look, but I'm one of those guys that thinks that the bull is gonna end like much earlier, right? So, but I agree. Next year, some like somewhere one for sure, 100% agree.
yeah, and pDAI will get there sooner though. So that's your bet.
Yeah, maybe this year.
Yeah.
I think I might get one this year, man. Honestly, yeah. Oh, man,
You will. You
that's
will
risky to
see.
say, but
You will know
but
when pDAI gets to $1 when you.
yeah, everybody will know for sure, man.
Shit, what was I gonna say? Let's look at this.
You got caught up thinking about your bags, man.
Oh, okay. So psychologically, it's correct. Yeah. pDAI, Jesus, because if that happens, a lot of other things are going to happen too. Like it's going to be really crazy. But here's the thing. And you made a good point. You're like, look, guys, pHEX and eHEX, they have to go past all-time highs because no matter what, psychologically, greater crypto, if they see, let's say, Pulse or anything else performing, their assumption is going to be those will completely collapse. So he has to show these two assets perform at least to all-time high and above to bring that faith in of like, oh shit, he can carry it. Almost like when Tesla was destroyed, what's his name, had like 3 companies. Everyone's like, he can't pull this off. There's no way he's going to build a rocket and a car and a this and a that. And then when he did, the charts, not only that, but just the way people saw this guy, Elon, were like changed, and it changed. And of course, people still hate him, but they hate him for being too good, right? So you have to do it.
Exactly.
You have to follow through, and it's all or nothing. It's kind of all or nothing. Okay.
Exactly. And we haven't even started to pump like properly, right? It's just like this is a
You haven't
pump
seen
for
proper
ends, right?
pump.
Yeah.
It's a
just on
pump
the
what?
pump for ends. Pump for ends. It's a pump for ends, right?
Pump for ants.
For ends, yeah.
Gonna win that bet. A lot of people are confident you're gonna win that bet. PX
Yeah, I
is the
think so too.
future.
And again, look, I love X, right? I love both X's, X on Ethereum, X on Pulse. It doesn't matter. I love both. I think both are amazing products and different product market fit for sure, 100%. But again, man, it's just like it's just market logic, right? It's market sentiment, and pDAI just says it's pumpier, right? It is what it is,
Yeah.
Spencer going hard against eHEX. I mean, I respect that, Spencer. It's fine.
What do you guys think of the
The PW, yeah, the one through Bitcoin. That's gonna be a good meme. Brazology. The one through Bitcoin.
Yeah, are you holding PWBTC? What? What do
For
you
me,
mean
it was
one
too
true
late.
Bitcoin?
Yeah,
Is
I
it the
didn't
one
buy
true
that much
Bitcoin?
because I like I will buy for like I promise you I'll buy shitloads of it because I truly I think it's a good coin. I'm not
Okay.
even kidding, right?
Okay.
It has good fundamentals because you cannot mint more of it, right? As far
Yeah,
as I
yeah.
understand. So it's the one true Bitcoin on the EVM. It again for me the one true Bitcoin on the EVM is Hex, but I hope Hex gets more competitors like the PWBTC because
Okay.
it's good competition makes it like need to improve, right? More products around X, etc. Right?
All right.
That's a good
I'm a huge fan of
point.
PWBTC. And
Yeah, yeah.
what now? Where did this one true Bitcoin? Did I miss something? I've never heard
I
this
don't
phrase.
know. Yeah, I don't know, but I
Oh,
like
okay,
just like
Briz, where'd
the
you get that
name.
from?
Yeah, man.
Who's
Just
calling
make
it
a
one
meme
true
out of
Bitcoin?
it, because
Hey,
it's
but
really
it's
good.
cool. I have a
Yeah.
lot of reasons why I think it's going to go much past parity. I made a crazy video on it doing some crazy calculations with PWBTC going into the millions. But the truth is, it could easily go into the six figures and much higher faster than
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
that would
Because
be
it's very,
absolutely amazing, bro.
it would be, and it's very low supply. There's no reason it couldn't. There's absolutely no reason it couldn't. Okay, especially when you know it's not being controlled by BlackRock and Michael Saylor. PWBTC will run with P stables, easy play, lottery ticket. Fair enough.
Sure. Yeah, I agree.
Archie says Maddie's doing a 24-hour stake Hex 5555-a-thon.
I have no idea what that is.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Okay.
Do you guys know Maddie? I think I'm completely blocked by him on every.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too.
He just
So
blocks
never-
everybody. Anyone who's new to the community, just like block. Like I have no idea anything about him. Why do we need PWBTC when we have Hex? Fill me in on why I should take any
Spencer,
capital
but
away
that's
from
the
Hex.
thing, Spencer. I think that's in my opinion. Look, and this is I could be 100% wrong. Look, I'm not criticizing. It's just like I don't agree with the mindset of why do we need? We don't need anything, bro. It's like we don't need anything, but it's just a matter
Right,
of it
right.
exists, right? So it's gonna be bought because people buy stuff, right? That's it. And the reason behind people is that it's a limited coin, right? It has the BTC on the ticker, right, on the name,
Right.
That's why that's the only reason, but it's a good enough reason for me, especially when somebody builds a logo for that, and that's to add the X screener, all that stuff that it hasn't been done yet, right?
Okay, well, one good
when-
point for it is, and correct me if I'm wrong, chat, isn't the Heartman possibly one of his wallets is one of the biggest holders of PWBTC?
I think it should be because
Is that a rumor or is that true? I don't. Maybe
who?
it's just,
Sorry, say that again. Who?
the Heartman.
Richard Hart. yeah, I think he is. I think he is. But
He might be
look,
one of the biggest
why-
holders, so yeah, he's a fan.
I think is, and another thing which people are probably not considering, which is like most of the PWBTC in Ethereum is locked in liquidity. So the people who had it like locked in liquidity pools, I don't think that they got it. They cannot claim it, right? Because it was in some liquidity pool, it was not on their address, right? So you cannot claim those coins, like from my understanding. So there's a lot of coins that will never be touched, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And another thing, fill me in why I need to take any capital away from Hex. Again, Spencer, that's a good question, but that's the point, right? Like by building new coins, you're taking capital away, but it's like, do you prefer to be a small fish in a bigger pond or a bigger fish in a small pond, right? I prefer the first option, right? So what I mean is like, sure, Hex is going to lose, like, market share, like Bitcoin lost market share against
That's a
Ethereum,
good
against
point,
other
good
coins, but
point.
the total market goes up, right? It's so you win at the end. Sure, like smaller market share of a bigger pond. So
Right.
at
Like,
the end of the day, it's better for you, I think.
to expand on that point, it makes a lot of sense. Sometimes you want to be a bigger fish. Sometimes you want a bigger slice of cake. But the truth is, if you can make the cake infinitely bigger, sometimes that's a bigger play. Okay, and in this situation, it is. That's kind of what he's saying. Spencer, you could get pDAI now. Wait for $1, rotate all back into Hex at a much higher position, allowing for bigger stakes. That's where you could get pDAI now.
Sure.
I recommend getting pDAI now, highly, for sure, 100%. Even if you just see it as a meme, let it go up. If you want more Hex, you can come out and get Hex. You don't have to believe in the pegging. You can just believe in the memeology of it. Addy says if SEC case will slow down the growth for pHEX, it already has.
Yeah, it already has, right? Like the
What's your
worst
thoughts
is-
on the case? We're assuming it's all going to be dropped January, February, right?
Yeah, it's going to be dropped for sure. Like especially
think
now
so,
with
yeah.
Trump and all that. Yeah,
Right.
there's no chance that there's going to. After
let's
reading
just-
because look, what I did was like I just went to ChatGPT and gave him like the pointed to the what is it called, the link, right? Where they have the it has a name where they just like write what happened inside the courtroom. Like, it has a name. I don't know the name of that, but there's a document. There's a link for it, and I just fed it right to the AI, and it just spit out like the probabilities. And there was like there's like 60% probabilities that the case is dismissed, right? And there was only 10% probability that the court would actually try to give, like say that the SEC is right and like proceed, right? So like, man, there's no chance. Like there's no chance. Just read what happened. You'll understand that the judge was like all over the SEC saying like they're fucking crazy.
Yeah. I think we all heard that. Now, the hard question. Let's just ask him the big question, chat. I'm just going to ask him. When
big question.
you know what I'm
big
going to
one.
ask. You know what I'm going to ask you. So
I
if
have
the
no
case is
idea.
dropped and it's announced, how many X's is pHEX going to do?
If it's less than 10, I'm gonna be disappointed, right? I need to
It's
see
less
it.
than
Like, I want
10.
the God candle. I want the fucking God candle, the
So
largest
yeah,
one ever.
chat. What do you think? Are we going to get a God candle when the actual announcement comes out? Like,
Immediately to
hey,
all-time high, boom.
you think we're just going to see a God candle, or do you
I
think we're
think
just
so,
going to
bro.
start climbing?
I think it will start climbing, but like when, like on the day of the news, right? There will be a God candle and a big sell-off, right? For sure. Like, it's. I think it's written in the stars, right?
For sure. That's what I'm thinking too. There's going to be a lot of sell pressure too, but that's why
Yeah,
you
yeah,
need the
of
God
course.
candle. And
But yeah, but you need a God candle for that,
what
right?
if
You
it's a
need the
God
Hex
candle that
to.
just keeps going? Like, like we've seen on
That
some of
will
these crazy
happen,
pumps in
but
BTC.
like when the news come, when the news come are out, right? When the news, like everybody's talking about it, I think like it will just pump, right?
Yeah.
We've seen that in the past with XRP, with all the other shit, right? So it does
Yeah.
pump, but then it drops a bit, right?
Right. Right.
Correct. Yeah.
And actually, yeah,
I
we
think
were just saying that.
okay. I understand Hex. Thank you, crypto. It's kind of
He understands it a little bit. You guys
a
need to
little bit.
test him more. You guys are being too easy on him. You guys are
Yeah,
being
I
too
agree, man. You're being too nice.
Chat,
Nice.
chat. You don't have to be that friendly. You know how my streams are. Anything goes. We've had fights break out on
Exactly.
here.
Oh
We've
man,
had war. We've
yeah,
had
yeah,
full war.
yeah. That
If
was
anyone
cool,
was
man.
here,
That was,
you were here. Were you? Yeah, that's right. You stayed for the whole. Yeah, yeah. So
yeah, yeah.
anything goes. You guys are being way too easy on him. He is a lot of information. And we said earlier, yeah, it needs to go past the all-time high, and it needs to happen. So yeah, don't hold back.
Yeah, Archie, I agree with Archie, man. Yeah, I think it does need to go like way past its all-time high, right? It needs like people need to be like, damn, I had the opportunity to buy this at a 99% discount, right? I need all my friends to call me and say like, you are a genius, you are a god. We need all that shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I think it will happen. I think it will happen.
Okay. On the 2nd of
Okay,
December.
on the second. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna join for sure, 100%.
Yeah,
Locked in,
I'll
baby.
do it.
I'll stake
Have,
one hex.
yeah,
I'm kidding.
I'll stake on it.
One hex.
He speaks fast, but his English is broken, like Jake Sharp.
Yeah. I do. Yeah, I use a lot of like all that shit. Yeah, sure. Because I don't speak it like on a daily basis anymore. I used to, but now, yeah, I don't do it like that often. So it is a little bit broken. Sorry, guys.
How high of a God candle could we see?
Man, that's a tough one. I don't know, but I don't know. Man, I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything. I don't know. Like 2x, 3. I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know. Something above 100%. Yeah, something like that. Something insane.
100%. That's nothing.
No, but I'm talking like about in an hour, right?
Okay.
Boom. Yeah, just like it keeps
The
accumulating
price
after.
will,
Like
will
I'm
double.
talking about
Yeah.
like, the initial, like the first boom, big one. At least,
Yeah.
but it needs to be much higher than that. That's what I'm saying. Like 10x. I don't know, man. It's I don't want to speculate on that. I'm
Yeah.
afraid of being like too wrong. I like Temtem. Hex will be the best performing.
I like
asset.
Tam
Yeah.
Tam.
Okay.
Tam Tam's got the red carpet here.
Yes.
Be best performing asset, both ETH and Pulse. That's my call. The best performing asset where? In crypto? On Pulse Chain?
Yeah, probably on Pulsion, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I think he can redo it again. And glory will
Look,
come.
I don't know if it's gonna be the best performing, only because again it didn't start with the lowest liquidity. But again, I think the best performing discussion should be, and like although nobody does that, but it also should it always should take into account the liquidity that we're talking about, right? Because like, look, when I say that Bear, and I got blocked in my main account by brutes for this discussion because I was like, yeah, Bear did, I don't know, 1000x, whatever. This did like 10x or 100x, doesn't matter. But the liquidity is much lower than Hex, like, right? So if Hex does like 5 10x, for me it would be much better than Bear doing, I don't know, 1000x, because I can probably, I have liquidity to sell much more Hex than I have to sell Bear, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I mean this is pretty obvious, right? But nobody cares about that, right? But that's it. For me, that's important. So in a way, I agree with Temtem, but in another way, I don't, right? In terms of like percentage wise, she's wrong, but in terms of like what you can actually sell without damaging the price or slippage, or like how much can you sell without hurting yourself with slippage? I think she's right. Hex from all of them probably be the like not sure if the largest one because of ink, because everyone will be farming ink, so they'll have to be adding liquidity before, but for sure Hex will be one of the top ones. I agree. Yeah,
Tam is slightly bullish, just a little bit.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Can I read this point that you had sent me?
Yeah. Can you know the
Because
points? It's absolutely
I was curious what's on his mind. Now, we had talked before about some things with the eHEX, pHEX, and I know I get a lot of questions. So if I miss some chat, you guys remind me. I know you guys have sent me over the last couple of weeks some questions. You said, if products are developed around eHEX, it may continue to be useful besides meme culture. Now, did you mean eHEX and pHEX, and also
Yeah, sure.
what products? What are you referring to? What are you thinking? What were you
Yeah,
thinking
just
about?
DeFi stuff. Yeah, no, just like normal DeFi stuff, like Hex1 and like products in general, like stuff that uses Hex as collateral. That like products just that use Hex, or like it can be Hex as a currency for airdrops or for sales or whatever. I mostly focus on DeFi, of course, like Maximus
Right,
and Hex1 and
right.
Hydra and all that stuff, but it can be other stuff, right? Imagine
Yeah.
I launch a coin and I accept Hex as a payment. Like, doesn't matter, right? It can be using Hex as like as currency or as
Okay.
collateral or whatever. You just pick
But
one. But
but
I think that will help.
it's extraordinarily volatile. And do you think that's going to change in the future, or do you think that's one of the best game mechanics of it?
Wait, Crypto 7, wait, yeah, of course, wait.
What did you
Yes.
see?
I'm thirsty. I'm super. This is vodka, by the way. I'm kidding.
I know it's vodka. You're not allowed to drink water or coffee on my streams.
Exactly. No alcohol. I don't do much alcohol actually.
No.
I used to when I was younger, but I cannot handle the hangovers anymore, so I just stopped drinking.
How much were you drinking? Like, I don't get hungover.
Look, when I was living in Poland, man, I will not tell you how much I was
Oh,
drinking.
dude, the
when I was
Poles can
living in
drink.
Poland.
Yes, I was in
Yeah.
Poland. Yeah, people.
No, man, I
Wow.
cannot tell you because people will just dump the
Yeah.
X1 that. I'm kidding.
You have to
Yeah.
keep up, man, and they can drink.
Exactly.
Man, they
Exactly.
can drink the vodka. All right,
But
so
I was
you might
super
have.
young, man. I was like 20 something, so it doesn't matter. It was a lifetime ago. I'm kidding. Yeah, but sorry.
Okay, so it's volatile, extraordinarily volatile. Yeah. So, do you see that changing in the future? Because how can you develop a product around something that's so volatile? Like,
Yeah, like as liquidity grows,
okay,
like volatility just drops. That's how the math works, right? Because you need more dollar value to move the price. So I think it's same with Bitcoin, with Ethereum. That's why the coins don't do as many X's as they used to, because the liquidity gets thicker, right? So yeah, I think that's the reason, right? I think that's the reason why X will be less volatile in 5 years than it is today. Like
okay,
it was 5 years ago, it was way more volatile, right? Obviously,
okay. I mean, one
that's
way
why
to
new
look.
is always better. I'm kidding, but it's kind of true.
One way to look at this, how it's been smacked down so hard, is it allows a lot of people to get on. It really does. People who believe in it can get on, and it's something you're not going to see until hindsight. Obviously, right now, everyone screams, "Scam! You've lost all your money." It's just sitting there.
Sure.
But the truth is, in a few years, you might be able to look back and say, like, "Oh, there was a lot of great opportunities for everyone to get on board,
Exactly.
so to speak, and
Exactly.
win." There was no excuse, but you had to believe in it. You had to think there was something here. And we can take a quick break if we need to, because we've been going for a bit. I think we just have a couple more.
No.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm still okay. Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine.
You're a rock
Still-
star,
it's
man.
still- Thank you.
They're starting to bring the heavy hitting questions. They're talking
Okay.
about
Nice.
Flex protocol uses Hex as collateral to mint stablecoins from Hex. So tell
Exactly. It
us
does.
what is it about Flex? Why you made Hex One, and how Hex One and Flex have. What's the difference, or what? Are they just
No,
competitors?
yeah.
What
Sure.
is it?
It's
Okay.
an awesome question. It's a very good question. But
All right.
like first, I'm always a believer of multi protocols. Even if they do the same thing,
100%
they have
agree.
different
Yep.
mechanics, right? So
Yep,
Hex
agree.
DC, for example, so Flex, it's the Hex DC one,
Okay.
and they're a liquidity fork. If I'm not wrong, but I think they are a liquidity fork, and basically
fork.
they use Hex, normal Hex, not stake Hex, right? Normal Hex as collateral, right? So the difference is like we use stake Hex, right? That's the only difference, I would say. Like the protocol is different. We're not a fork of liquidity, so it's a different protocol, right?
Right,
But
right,
in terms
right.
of logic, like what's the purpose of it? Yeah, sure, they have the same purpose, which is mint a stablecoin, right? Backed by Hex, but ours is T-shares, theirs is Hex. Yeah, I think that's the main difference.
So yours is T-shares and theirs
Mhm.
is just Hex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
they're the same in the sense their function
Yeah.
is similar.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think theirs is more like, right now it's way more stable because again it's more flexible, so you get liquidation sooner. That's why we're building the new version of the Hex one, just to incorporate that flexibility. Otherwise, the peg would probably always have these no, what's the opposite of premium? This discount, sorry. To have always have this like maximum
Okay.
perpetual, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so that's why we're making the second version, just so that the shorter stakes will allow for immediate liquidations, basically. So it's going to be as flexible as Flex, basically. So they don't be a DPEG, basically. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when we built the first one, it's like the focus was not really the peg, right? We created mechanics for the peg to hold, but we knew that it was not the main focus was not allowing people to get liquidated easier, right? We knew obviously because of this mechanic that the peg would suffer. We knew that it was we had a very big conversation with the Axis and Johnny from Com. And yeah, I mean, yeah, we were aware. They commented on it, obviously, that there will probably be a discount, especially in the beginning, because the liquidations take longer to happen. Sure, you can take somebody else's position, but you can not only mint it at the end of the period, right? And the new version, you can already emergency and stake the position, right? So again, it's way more flexible. But because there's no stablecoin, we couldn't fork anything, right? That's why we built something simple, but because we had to build it from scratch, right? Obviously, we took ideas from other protocols like from Vault, etc. But anyways, it had to be built from scratch, right? So that's why we wanted to make it very simple, like the first version, the MVP, just to make sure that it worked and it couldn't be hacked. And okay, after we made sure we can add all the extra functionality on a new version, because with Hex One you can mint the new stablecoin PVP, it's the ticker, and you can mint it with Hex One through lending, right? You can use, because it will also have lending and borrowing, so you can use
Right.
it to basically borrow assets like Hex, like PLS and others, and mint the other stablecoin with those assets. So you can
Okay.
bridge your Hex One if you want, right, to the new version.
Okay.
You're not
Okay.
locked in into the old version. That's what I mean.
So
Yeah.
yeah, obviously Vanilla is asking when V1 V2 coming out, and then my question is, so why did you choose T shares and not Hex? Obviously, you thought that was a better choice. What was your reasoning for using that over Hex collateral? What do you?
Great question, man. It's like I wanted to maximize Hex utility within a stablecoin, right? Within a stablecoin collateral. So when I say maximize, I wanted Hex not to be sitting there, but to generate yield, right? That was the logic.
Okay.
Because imagine when for example in Flex, right, when you borrow Hex DC,
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure there are farms for you to earn liquidity and earn an incentive token, etc. But you don't have liquidity embedded in your collateral, right? Because the Hex is not staked, right?
Okay, hang on. Slow it down.
Yeah.
There's not
Yeah, sorry.
liquidity. Say that again slower. There's not liquidity.
No, sorry. Then, with Flex, right? You
Okay.
deposit Hex and you
Yeah,
mint
and you borrow.
XDC.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And
Okay.
you mint XDC or you borrow XDC, exactly. So,
Okay.
but the Hex, the collateral that is your Hex, it's not
Yes.
staked, right? It's just sitting there
No,
waiting for
it's just
like,
sitting
for it
there.
to be
Right.
Exactly. In ours, it's staked, so it's generating more Hex, right?
The T share is staked.
Yeah, yeah. The Hex is staked, so it is a T-share, but that T-share,
Oh,
it's
right.
generating Hex. That's what I mean.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, but how is that not also collateral on Hex? Why is it T share
It is
specific?
collateral. The only difference is that, for liquidators, it could be better, right? It could
Okay.
because imagine if the position gets liquidated immediately, like when you liquidate the position, you always get more value than what you're paying, right? Always, right? Always. But the premium that you get, the potential of being a higher premium because the coins are staked, it's larger. That's what I'm saying, right? So this could, if there are moments or many liquidations that liquidators will have a larger premium, basically, because the coins are
Right.
staked, they'll get more, basically.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. and there will be like at some point I can tell you that like, and this is not the final version that we want to build, because at some point there will be a version, but we haven't found like a good way to build it yet. But there will be a version one day where basically you can be earning, you can be minting more stablecoin as your hex t shares accumulate more, dollar value, right?
Okay.
We haven't
Okay.
built that yet. This new version, this V2 is not like that. But one day, because that will take like much longer, and we need like it's a different beast, let's say, but just because of how blockchain works. Basically, I don't want to get too technical. It doesn't matter.
Right. Right. Right.
But in this version, it's already good enough that it's super flexible. So 2 year stakes means that you can get liquidated on the first day, right? And the liquidator will get like even though that he's gonna get like, what I mean is that he can be liquidated on the first day, and the liquidator will get a premium, right? Because you can only borrow up to 85% of your collateral, right? Of the dollar value of the collateral that you deposited, meaning that let's say that you stake, and on the first day you emergency and stake because the price drop and somebody's going to liquidate the position, and it is emergency and stake, so you're going to get 94% of the value that you deposited. But because you could
Right.
only borrow 85%, this gap of between 85 and 94 is the premium that the liquidator gets on the day one, right? If the stake is on day one and you emergency and stake it like on the day one, right? So the longer that it like that the more time passes, that the more that the liquidator will get, because this premium is going to grow basically, because it's going to accumulate more. The t-shirt is going to accumulate more hex basically. I'm sorry that I speak too fast, but man, it is what it is.
No,
I cannot slow down.
I trust me.
Sorry, man.
I'm here to
Not
stop
in,
you. I will
I'm
stop
not
you
in, bro.
anytime and catch you. And chat, same thing. If you guys want clarity on something, just
No, but I can repeat the same
put it
thing
in
like
there.
10 times. I don't. It's fine. Because I know that I speak too fast and my English is
Chat.
somehow broken. So I understand.
It's all good. I always step in and slow it down
Thank you, man.
as I feel
Yeah,
needed.
it's your thing, man. It's your thing.
Let's see. Tam, you're very welcome. And that reminds me, you guys have any other questions? Now is a good time. I think we covered all the main points, eHEX versus pHEX, but I know you guys probably have some questions that I probably didn't hit. So now's your time to jump in and
Sure.
give us, really put him to the test.
But I'm bullish on both of them, right? At the end of the day, I'm bullish on Hex on Pulsion
Yeah.
and Hex on Ethereum. Yeah, for sure.
Stressful struggle, welcome. Thank you
you,
so
man.
much. Yeah. Put it to the test. What kind of questions you guys? eHEX versus pHEX. I think I got all my questions answered. And I feel like I understand your take on it.
No, you need. What about the price targets, bro? You need to give price targets, man.
You want me to ask your price targets?
No, I
Let's
want
do
you
it.
to give me yours, and I want to tell you mine.
You want
Show me
to-
yours first.
So I do think both are going past the all-time high.
Good.
Okay. I don't know about parity. I think there's a lot of benefits. I think there's a lot of benefits to not having parity. I believe in competition. I think it's good, and he's got competition between both his brands, and that's a win-win across. That's just a
I
win-win,
agree.
Like you were saying, there may be other stable coins released. He may himself, so he'll have like his pDAI and then his own, the Heart stable coin, whatever, and that's great. You want this competition, let the market decide. So I do not see them reaching parity, okay? And I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. They may cross paths at one time or another, but I think it's beneficial to have them always have a ratio, at a ratio, and back and forth. It allows volatility and allows game theory to go to play. Now, what kind of price targets? How long do you think it'll take to rinse out? We just barely touched on it. Okay, this is a good question because somebody else
It is.
actually messaged me about BankX. What's your take on it? And are they going to stick around, or are we done washing them out?
No, we're gonna wash them out for sure. 100%. They're gonna be 100% gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I cannot be sure, but yeah, high probability that they sell everything, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
okay.
it's not gonna take that long, I think, because they're they're paper hands, right? So it is what it is.
They're not believers.
No, of course not. But that's fine. That's absolutely fine, right? It was.
I think we're going to have a combined price. Now, I'm going to be attacked on this. I just know it. I think we're going to have a combined price around or slightly above $5 for eHEX and pHEX. Okay. I just don't know what the ratio is going to be at all, to be totally honest. Okay. Yeah. So that's where I'm at with that. I think we're going to go past what I would say like $2-3. I think it's going to be just past $5. That's what I really think.
And look, let me tell you, Eyes. Let me tell you something that
Oh boy.
this won't be a satisfactory answer for you, but don't split the coins into core coins um, and non-core coins because like especially because the copies, right? The copies are kind of like HR coins, right? Even if we don't think of them like HR coins, RH coins. Sorry, man. Why did I say HR? RH coins. They are RH coins because he created them, right? Like sure, there are other coins created on chain like. Bear, like whatever, doesn't matter. Like Brazology coins, whatever. Like the Tengen coins, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Like, all those coins are going to go up a lot. But like if I have to pick right between coins that are created by Richard Hart, including pDAI, because pDAI was created by Richard Hart, like all the coins that like P copies and X and Ink and PulseX, I think all of like, those ones are going to go higher, right? In my opinion, only of course, but I think those ones are going to go higher. But higher, not in terms of like maybe percentage wise, but in terms of like liquidity wise, how much you can actually sell, right? That's my point.
Well, liquidity is going to be low. I mean, that's part of the game mechanics of Hex, and that's the way it is. That's not that it doesn't seem that can change in the future, and I don't think it has to, right? I mean, we can talk about that.
Define low.
Well, for me, low is anything under 1/10 of the market cap.
Okay, so then Hex is always going to be super low. Yeah, sure.
Okay,
well, yeah.
that's my basic standard as a trader. When I go and I look, like, is it 1/10 the market cap? And then low would be like when you get down to like 1% of the market cap. Okay. Where is Hex right now? Where is it? What percentage is it?
Hex? Oh man, I have no idea, but it's much.
Chat, help us out. What is the
much lower than
liquidity
to
market cap? It's lower than 1% of the market cap.
I can see. Yeah, for sure. Let me see.
Okay, so I mean that's a big thing I look at whenever I look at anything. That's why, when I think of like when people talk about exchange listings, this and that, I'm like, it's going to be incentive token. All right, that's an institutional grade asset in the making.
Let me see. What is Hex?
I don't know what the access supercycle theory seems, but I do believe we could be entering a supercycle. But I don't know what he has to say about it. We're certainly in a hyperwave. Things are going to pump absurd levels. For sure.
Okay, so the one, so the one on, but there's many Hex, pools, right? So I'm just going to pick the largest one, right?
Okay.
Which I think it's Hex PLS, right? And it has like 36 million. The market cap of Hex is, let me see, because they don't have it here. I have to go here on GoPulse. 1 second.
10 times a warrior.
15 billion. So yeah, man, it's ridiculous. It's much less, right?
So we're lower than 1%. So we're in that range that I considered like that super low. Yeah. So that is.
I think. Wait. Maybe not. How much is it? 36 million, 360 million. No, actually, we're not. We're a bit higher, but than 1%, but not much.
Right. Okay.
Much, I guess.
So, and once again, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just part of the game mechanics that are built.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Because the anticipation was that a lot of people would be staked. Not that many people at one time are going to be heading for the exit, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
But it's not a trader's coin. And Richard Hart was stating that from the very beginning, from the day I bought Hex. He's like, it's not for traders. It's not meant to be traded. So exchanges are for trading. I mean, that's what they're for.
I agree.
But we could. Once we break through some other barriers, I mean, I could see it still being listed. People still want to buy it, So an exchange is also a storefront for these products, but exchanges also make their money. They're incentivized to have you trade,
Yeah, exactly. They want that, right? They want to make the fees.
Right. Exactly.
I'm not like extremely bullish on Hex being listed or pulse chain tickers being listed on exchanges as like a key driver for adoption. Honestly, I don't think that it really matters at the end of the
No, I
day.
don't think so.
It
I
might
don't
help.
think so. Not
I
for
think it might
Hex.
help, sure, but no. Like, but in our ecosystem, everything is like it's on-chain folk, right? It's on-chain degens that usually buy these coins, right?
Okay.
I think. Yeah,
I
and about
s-
the all-time high, yeah, the $5. Yeah.
yeah. Wait. We didn't get yours. You said
Oh
if
yeah,
I show
shit.
you
Oh
mine,
yeah.
if I- you said if I
Yeah,
showed you mine, you would show me
yeah.
yours.
And
But
I
you're not
don't
getting
show.
out of
I
it.
just like I ran away. I
I'm
ran away.
I'm not letting him out of the hook.
Damn it. Uh,
Mike cuts
no, man.
off suddenly. Okay, what's up?
Yeah, no. I think like I agree with Brizology, and I would go a little bit higher. Maybe 10, right? Maybe $10.
You think
For
combined 10 possibly?
no,
Yeah.
not combined. I think for Hex
Oh,
on Pulse, like Hex on Ethereum, I think it can go like again it either it goes to like below 50 cents or it's gonna go like to $20. I don't know. I think it's something crazy like this. I think it's going to go higher than Hex on Pulsion, right? But again, it's because it will have less liquidity,
interesting.
right? That's the only reason. Yeah, that's the
It'll
only
have
reason.
what liquidity? It'll have a lot of more liquidity?
Less, no, it will have less liquidity. Then the
It'll have less.
probability of going higher.
Oh, right,
eHEX,
right, right,
eHEX,
right.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh, I missed this 1-7. Sorry about that. Richard will stream once Trump is in, then depends on what he says about EX. Now, we talked about this in the stream we did last week on pDAI
Yeah.
about this. We're not going to get into this too deep, but we did talk on the last stream I did with Sin last week, Pedro, about him pulling a Satoshi for a little while. And our talk was that what if he just lets the charts do the talking? Okay, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's something I guess, and there's yeah, it is possible.
I think it's
But
probable. Actually.
yeah, and we talked for about 20-30 minutes on it. So you guys, yeah,
Yeah, but I think
it's
he's gonna pull a Satoshi. I think it's like maybe a very short video or something, but like nothing like people are expecting, right? Maybe he's gonna
maybe,
lead the
yeah.
green camp. It's fine.
I think we have to
That's
be
it.
ready for that. But remember, and we went into deep on this, that if he could be talking through green candles, you don't need to say anything. If it just keeps pumping and pumping and pumping, what
Yep.
nothing needs to be said. Satoshi doesn't need to come out and sell us Bitcoin. It's been pumping for 16 years. Every 4-year cycle, it just goes up. So the price can do the talking. Okay, but
I think
that's
much
a
as
big
he
can of worms.
shits on just one thing, like as much as he shits on Satoshi, right? Because he does, like from time to
He
time.
does. No, he does.
No, but that's fine. That's fine. But
It's a
like he's
marketing.
right.
Yeah.
I shit on Satoshi too, and I think I know who Satoshi is, right? Like only because like
Oh,
we
shit.
like no. But look, like this is like I knew the guy. No, it's not retarded like that, right? It's
Okay.
we do like I do a podcast, right? Crypto Cafe, and we interview the guy called Nima Bagheri, and Nima
Okay.
Bagheri, like people don't know him, but he's like a cryptography researcher, right? And he works for
Okay.
like Microsoft, all the big companies, right? And like
Okay.
his reasoning is very simple. Like I did like if he did the fingerprint analysis on the machines that actually produced the first versions of Bitcoin and compared it to Hashcash, like Adam's Beck, proof of work algorithm, right? And basically found out that it was the same machine producing both codes, right? So I mean, it's kind of like an in denial, right? It's a fingerprint of a machine that you cannot fake, right? It is what it is. So
Okay.
I mean, you either believe the guy or not, right? But like nobody has come out like saying that like this analysis is wrong because of this and that, right? Nobody did.
Right.
Actually, Adam Beck went to like his blog post, which is like super. Like nobody knows who the guy is. It's like it's a super small blog where he wrote about this, and Adam Beck was actually like going back and forth with the guy with like super weird answers. So I mean, like, I think Adam Beck is Satoshi, and that's way more likely. And because like Adam Beck at the time that Bitcoin was developed, Adam Beck was actually working for Microsoft. So there would be a problem there if it was found out that Adam Beck is actually Satoshi, because the code could be. I mean, he could have legal problems because he was working at Microsoft at the time, right?
Was he the guy
So,
from Eastern Europe? No, he's a British guy. Okay.
Adam
Okay, I know
Beck,
who
yeah,
you're
it's a
talking
British
about.
guy, yeah, cryptography researcher. So
He's
yeah, I
talking
think
about this
that's
guy.
way more. But anyways, I was saying that Richard, like sometimes bashes Satoshi, but he
Right.
admires Satoshi. We know that.
Of
Like
course.
Richard admires Satoshi. So
He was at all the Bitcoin conferences. Yeah.
mhm, sure. So I think he might pull a Satoshi, and I think that would be actually the best thing, right? Honestly.
Yeah, chat. What do you think? That could be the best. That could be the best move he could make. He could pull a Satoshi. Okay, and then you said Urban Products reminding us. Yeah, you saying $10 combined. $10 combined is what
Okay.
Pedro's saying, right? That's what you were saying, right? You said $10 combined.
Me?
Yeah, that's what you said,
Me?
right?
No. I think
No, what did you say?
no. I said that the pHEX probably $10 and the eHEX probably $20, something like that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again,
I think you
it
just
might
made
be
Tam Tam
overstretching,
happy. A
right?
lot of people just swelled their pants.
Yeah, my daughter is going to join us for a bit. It's fine.
That's fine. I think it's cool. His daughter can join us, right, chat?
Yeah,
She also has some perspectives on eHEX and pHEX.
she does. You see, Leia, beautiful name, right? Like the
Hey,
princess.
Leia, how are you?
She's doing well. Huh? Tens boa, não estás?
You
Yeah.
are live on stream with Saint Wolf. Yeah. I told Pedro you had to come
Exactly.
because we're having
She used to
we're
live in
kind
the
of a
UK with me,
big
right? When
party.
she was a little baby, so
She
she
what?
understands some words. Yeah, in English. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fala
Yeah.
português?
Ah, você fala português.
Fala
Huh?
português.
She's just, yeah. Man.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the prices are going to go higher, man. We're going to go crazy, actually. Yeah.
It's going to go crazy, right?
Yeah, for
Crypto
sure.
7 says, I think he will stream so long he needs to pee in a bottle under the table. What?
No,
Maybe I
he will
should.
need one of these. He will need one of these ones. He'll need one of these, you know.
Oh, man. Chat, you guys are too unpredictable. I'm going to have to stop reading your comments out loud. I'm going to have somebody preview them first. Pee under the table. Dude, what if he did like a 48-hour stream, 24 hours live? We wouldn't sleep. Nobody would sleep, man. It would be awesome.
Oh yeah,
What do you
I would
think
not
about
sleep like for 100% committed, man. Committed, like yeah, for sure. Doesn't matter what's going on.
Leia,
Yeah, but
everyone says hi.
again, I don't think it's coming back, bro. Yeah, it is what it
Can
is.
you answer my question, Eyes? What was the question, Eyes? I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. Yeah, sorry, I kind of missed
Oh,
it. Too,
so okay, so Eyes had a question about their bag.
yeah, about pDAI. Yeah,
okay, sorry.
about pDAI, exactly. Yeah, okay.
What do you think
I
about
don't
that?
think it's stupid, man. Like, look, again, this is like all speculation, but I don't think that's stupid, man. I think that's actually pretty smart. Even though I have a much heavier bag of X, right, than like pDAI. But honestly, it's smart because if you're new here, that's where you that's where you can really make the money, right, into small coins, right? That's basically
Right.
it. Smaller market cap coins. That's what I mean. Yes,
Eyes, I don't think you're wrong. I think that we are in the meme. This is the meme bull run. It really is. You can't deny that. Our products with, I think that's where just product market fit right now. That's what the market wants. And pDAI has an amazing narrative. It's going to run, and you can 100% ride that and then rotate into other assets that you might want to hold longer, depending on what you feel about pDAI. I don't think there's anything wrong with it at all. I don't think you should let anyone talk you out of that move. The one thing about crypto is nobody really knows anything. You can see all the people that were confident about this and that have been destroyed or wrong. Charts can, sometimes keeping it simple wins. And right now, pDAI is a huge narrative. It's a meme,
I agree.
and it's product market fit. Yeah, it's. I think you might
Perfect
be the
product.
smartest one
Actually,
in the room.
it's not only product market. It's perfect product market fit. Like it's
It's
the one,
perfect.
like $1 to $1. It's like it's fucking insane, right?
Right,
Up until like when it reaches $1, it's probably not going to be that amazing because it reaches $1. What now? Like it will go higher. I think that, but then that narrative will kind of go away when it happens, right? So, but like up until that exact moment, that narrative is so strong, man. It's so amazing that I just
Chat
think
wants the narrative. Yeah, it's amazing. So hold pDAI, man. You guys should hold pDAI. Don't even think about it. Keep it simple, guys. They're asking if she can say pulse chain.
No.
How do you say pulse chain in Portuguese? Okay. Crypt 7, great stream.
Super fun.
Princess Leia.
Thank you, man.
They're calling you Princess Leia.
But with an E too, Leia, like the proper, like the exact same copy of the name, like Leia, like the one from Star Wars.
Yeah, Leia.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for your questions, chat. You guys are absolutely amazing. I think pDAI will continue to become everyone's largest holding. Mine just flipped all of the chords. My pDAI holding is flipping everything.
Look, I think that will happen to me too, bro. I think even though X is much larger now, but like I think that will happen to my back too, man. Because I experienced exactly the same thing with Hex. Like I bought like I don't know, I'm not gonna say, but I didn't buy that much. Like 4 digits of X in the beginning, right? So, like, bro, when like in 2021, bro, it was like just seeing Hex like like surpassing everything I had in my portfolio. It was insane. Like the Bitcoin holdings, like everything. I was like, bro, this is brutal. Then it was like 99% of the portfolio. I was like, bro, my God, this is insane. I experienced like firsthand like the pump, like the proper pump, for like 1,000, like
That
I did like 5,000x or something, like on my best buy on Hex or something. It's insane, right? Like
that's
it's
when
crazy.
Pedro decided to have kids. A pump like that will
Exactly.
do it for you. He became
Yeah,
very fertile
exactly.
suddenly.
Exactly.
Chat, you guys are
Actually, she's a
amazing.
COVID baby. Yeah.
I was COVID. Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, we
Mine's
were locked,
my.
man. We had to do some stuff, right?
Is she 3? What is she 3?
Yeah, she's almost 4. I got another one
Almost
like
4.
4
Okay.
months old, but she's
Okay.
the old one. Yeah.
Okay. My first one's almost 3. Chat, you
Okay,
guys are
congrats, man.
amazing. Oh, thanks, man. I hope we answered all your questions. Pedro,
But dude,
amazing.
let me say something
We
very
got
quick,
more?
man. Yeah, no. It's not.
We're not
It's
letting
related,
me.
but unrelated. Like crypto is awesome, guys. But like, kids are the best thing in the world. Look. Honestly, like,
Kids are the best.
yeah. I think they are the best thing in the world.
They are. They really are. Live stream next week about kids.
Oh, guys,
For
wait.
sure.
There will be. Well, they're
Okay.
talking about the yield options for pDAI. I can like at least one. One I can tell you that there will exist like in December or January, which will be like the lending. You can lend. You can use your pDAI to borrow PVP then the stablecoin, because we're gonna have lending and borrowing, so you can
Wait a
actually use
minute.
your pDAI as collateral.
You're gonna do that on Hex One?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
sure,
Well, we'll have
100%.
to stream. We'll have to talk about this. This is really cool.
Yeah, but
Okay.
let us finish cooking. Basically, we're still
Okay.
cooking, but let us
Let's
finish
get V2. We're cooking. Yeah. Let it be
Yeah, we're
done,
cooking.
guys. Enjoy your
We're cooking.
appetizers. And Pedro, another amazing stream. Thank you for your price
Thank you, bro.
targets. I think
Thank you,
a
man.
lot of people have soiled their pants. There's probably people who passed out right now. So
I hope
we got
so.
some. Yeah. And let's do it again. Leia's welcome back anytime too.
Thank you,
We had
man.
an
Thank
amazing
you.
party, and as Crypto7 said, please deploy likes on entry, and guys, please deploy your likes on exit too. Share the video, send some love out to Pedro, and
Thank you, guys.
we'll check you
Thanks
guys
for
out.
inviting me, bro. It was amazing. Smash the like button.
Thanks, brother.
Oh wait, before I leave,
Yeah.
once more. A big sip for a big pump that's coming.
Yeah,
Boom. Let's go.
wine's finished. Let's do it, man. Good things are coming. Good, amazing things are coming,
Exactly.
guys. You guys got to get ready. Sudden wealth syndrome is on the way.
Exactly, it's coming, bros.
Yeah. Great stream. Love you guys. And Pedro,
Thank
can't
you.
wait to talk to you again, brother.
Thank you, guys. Speak soon.